So last time we did Dracula, actually no, Son of Dracula, and
Son of Dracula.
This is a James Whale directed feature.
Yeah.
Called Bride of Frankenstein,
Yeah.
1935. So people know what it's about. Mary Shelley reveals the main character of her novel, which I thought actually was really cool because I love those movies. I like these books. Dracula, Frankenstein are great books.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that's what I liked about this one is it started right off with basically almost word for word from the book, which I thought was great.
Right.
So I think this might be closer to Mary Shelley's vision than the first Frankenstein. Starting off there, what were your thoughts? Sorry. I got a little fired up there. I'm sorry.
There's nothing this film didn't do right. This film is actually superior in so many ways to the first one. I mean, the production design. Who of course, James Whale was a production designer, and I don't know if he production designed his own film. I kind of doubt that he did, but it is amazing. All the angles, all the. I mean, there's just never are you just sitting in a square room, you know, and when you are, he's just such a pro. He just absolutely knows how to do it, and the castles are strange, and they're breaking planes as much as possible. And I don't know if you noticed this, but even in the blind man's shack, even that is completely twisted. With the roof is pitching away from you and going down and it's just all done for camera, and it just makes it creates a tension in every scene that's just amazing.
Yeah, this is like the best shot I've seen of the town. The best shots I've ever seen of that where they're running through the town. I think. Oh yeah, well, it's been done in a lot of movies, but this is probably the best one.
It is interesting because probably my least favorite shot of the film was when Frankenstein is chasing the villagers out of their village. And it was a little hard because I mean there's something better about staying a little bit more ethereal than just running down the street and you know, after like a given villager, you know, because then you begin to realize, you know, well, it is like 200 to 1, and
right, yeah,
you know, yeah. So, but for the rest of it, I mean, and how many sequences that were in this film were taken frame by frame in Young Frankenstein.
Actually, I was thinking there's the scene where when he comes and finds him playing the violin. It's a little bit more,
that's
I was waiting for him to sing. Put all the rules. No, it was like Bosom Buddies. It was almost like it turned into comedy for a while.
You know, well, that's the other thing about this
here,
is this is something that the feel of this film kind of is halfway between Frankenstein and The Invisible Man, because The Invisible Man was very humorous film. And this was just had humor all the way through it. You know, I mean, you always had the screaming village woman that was their maid, right? And that woman, by the way, is so brilliant and shows up in so many of the classic horror films. As she's the one that you want screaming, you know.
I'm trying to remember her name too. I was trying to look it up on the fly here, but.
And speak about sets. The very beginning set with the water.
You mean where he fell in the water and the
he fell in the water and Frankenstein is in the water underneath the castle. Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, just the sets of this thing are just amazing. The crispness and the clarity of the filming itself, the DP work is really really amazing.
You can tell they had more budget, a little bit.
Yeah, they had a little bit more money. Obviously, they made so much money off of Frankenstein. I mean, my God. But
I did like the fact they showed the soft side of the monster more, but I kind of feel like, well, they also showed the horny side. Like, I mean, I do have to point something out to our listeners. If you're dating a woman, the first time you meet him, it's probably not a good time to try to jump on him. You might want to wait for a while. It might be because I grew up, I lived in the South for 15 years. I learned to take care of women, and then they'll treat you right eventually.
And they'll
so I just say,
treat
be
you
patient, and
That's
let's be
right.
real here. His penis might be sewed together, so it might not work anyway. So I mean,
Well, yeah. But you know, in all fairness, she was basically wrapped in bandages from the neck down.
right?
Everywhere.
Yeah, it makes you
Including
wonder
the
if all the
arms.
parts were working.
But now that was Lancaster, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lancaster.
Elsie Lancaster, right?
I actually
that her
had it
name?
right here. Oh wait, the monster's mate. Yeah, that's it. Elsa.
Elsie
got it.
Lancaster.
So you didn't have to ask me.
She is the one. She is also the one that is playing Mary Shelley.
Right. Yeah, she played both parts. Which I
She's
thought was
also the one
amazing.
that's playing Mary
It didn't
Shelley.
actually hit me until like
Right,
halfway through.
okay.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Now she played both. Wait, this is the same person. But her playing of the monster is sublime. I mean, it is absolutely as spot on as you could get, and it is so freaking weird. I mean,
No, it's awesome.
You know, and the thing is
How twitchy she is. Yeah.
in the end, she's still beautiful.
Yeah.
She's still absolutely beautiful. I mean, the hair is whacked out and all the rest of that, but she's just still just gorgeous. And then she's just striking poses.
Right.
And
exactly.
the poses all
she was
work.
voguing before voguing really existed.
She was, yes, she absolutely was. You know, she was like voguing left and voguing right, and it was so working for the. You know, she was she was like doing these really sophisticated oddball moves with her head and stuff that were just killing me. I mean, it's like, wow.
Do you know what it reminded me of a little bit? Metropolis with the robot girl or the.
Yes. Exactly, the robot girl in Metropolis. Yeah.
So I do have a couple.
There was another part.
Oh, good. Here, I'll sit here like this.
Go ahead. Okay, because I wanted to point out something because I wanted to know how they did it and did it so well. Is the little characters that were in the glass jars.
You know, so I thought that was a little bizarre. It took me out of the movie a little bit. I was like, wait, what? And he grew them from seed? From whose seed? He grew them from what seed? He said he grew them from. I'm like, wait a minute, what? It got weird, and I thought it was a little bit too much Gulliver's Travels, and I didn't know where we were going with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know,
was it showing that he was crazy?
He was, you know,
was it useful for the movie? Is my question. Did
it's
it
a
make
cross
sense?
between his. It was a cross between his own sperm and a toy poodle.
Well, he did say that.
Hard
He's
to
like,
tell.
I grew them from
Very,
seed.
very hard to tell.
I'm like, oh my god.
I grew them from seeds.
I think it would have been better if you had a pile of
I
body
mean,
parts.
I
and
know.
he's just trying to sew them all together, like randomly. That would have been freakier.
You know what I kind of thought. I kind of thought this. I kind of thought that they were bragging. I think that they.
Oh, showing off.
I think that they kind of were showing off because really the optical effects of those guys were absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it was great.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't even really totally understand how they did it. I kept trying to figure out if it was if they were messing with perspective or what. But man, they just did a great job with that.
Especially when the king
And I
or
think
the
that
guy
that
gets out
overcame.
and he runs across.
Right, the king who runs across. I swear, when I was watching that, I was thinking to myself, yeah, I know what you meant by it took me out of the film, but it also I was going, that's just painfully cool.
Yeah, it was
I mean,
cool.
I
It was cool.
really honestly had a feeling that They did that because they could.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like somebody changed the channel. That I'm like, wait, what are you watching now? But I will say, if you watch Gulliver's Travels with Ted Danson, this was so much better. This little scene was so much better than that Ted Danson movie.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's very true.
Or was that a miniseries? I think it might have been a miniseries.
Something like that.
Hi, I'm Kurt Thomas. I'm with the Dream Warrior Review podcast, and I'm interrupting our podcast to tell you that we have a new sponsor. Brown Space Films, one of my favorite companies, is sponsoring our podcast. I mean, how lucky can we be?
They have a new film they're working on, a Star Trek film, Warrior's Death. So check it out.
Please check out their website, brownspacefilms.com, and of course you can check them out on Facebook at Brown Space Films. Why not do that after this? Because you're going to listen to the rest of our podcast, right?
You better. Thank you.
Did you catch the owl? He was like one of my favorite characters. He every time the creature was about to kill somebody, the owl looked really bored.
Yeah, we cut to the owl.
There he goes again. I think the owl actually was using special powers.
Yeah, I think he was just going, food.
I think the owl was a murderer. Yeah. No, I think the owl was actually controlling the monster to... Don't you think so?
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, you know that.
I'm saying the owl was guilty, and the monster was...
It's the one.
The monster didn't do anything. The owl was controlling him. Anyway.
But I have to say that they did everything right, just almost the same way that the son of Dracula did so many things wrong.
Yeah, I think. I mean, all the stuff we've talked about, I like the atmosphere was great. Karloff was great in this role. Pretorius, the guy that played his friend, was great.
Yeah,
the editing was really kind of above.
The guy.
Don't I think the editing was a little bit ahead of its time?
It was a little bit, because it never lagged and it moved on.
Yeah.
It was flashing through points really fast. The Dr. Pretorius and him were such a good combination because Pretorius's more intentional. I mean, the thing that bothered me about Frankenstein, in a way, is he was always kind of playing innocent to what he was. The thing is he was playing God just exactly like everybody accused him of, right? And he was like, oh no, I'm playing God. Should I be playing God? Pretorius is like, let's fuck it, let's do this.
And I like how Frankenstein was trying to get out of there. It's like he was kind of trapped by his own creation. He's like, I gotta try to get out of here with my bags packed. And then the creepy guy comes in. Hi. Are you going to join me?
Hey, you know that thing you were messing with? Hey, man. How you doing?
Remember that stuff we used to do in college?
Yeah. This is... Don't forget your towel.
Do you want me to break down my problems I had with this one?
Yeah, okay.
I always had problems.
You are a problem, but yes.
Well, they're very short. I didn't like the fact that the monsters talk so much. In fact, she hate me like others. I mean,
I'm actually with you on that one. I mean, I think that it could have gotten away with a little bit less bad dialogue.
Yeah, I think maybe he wanted that. Maybe that's the way he said, "I'll do the role if you give me more speaking parts." I don't know. Maybe not. But
no. A funny point is he couldn't talk in the other one.
Yeah, well, he just yeah, that's right. He couldn't talk.
In the other makeup, he couldn't talk. In fact, you could tell that this was a little bit flatter on his face.
Yeah, it was different. Yeah.
His face was different, and because they had to make it so that he could talk.
He said too much.
He actually wanted that. Yeah, he said too much. He did.
We already mentioned the other problem. The little characters took me out of the movie, but the final one that I had a problem with was that castle was just so poorly built, just kind of crumbled. I mean, it looked a little too. It was too easy. It just kind of fell over.
That's a really good point. Yeah. I kept thinking to myself, this is the thing is the castle burned down and there was just a pile of wood there. And I kind of wondered about that. I was like, well, wait a minute. I don't remember there being any wood in it at all. It was like all stone, the last time I saw it, who am I?
Well, they rebuilt it with wood, I guess.
But you got to admit, all the same equipment out there and stuff. All that, love the laboratory scenes, they're the best.
Laboratory scenes were great. There's less focus on the laboratory scenes. I actually liked how dangerous it looked, like with when she was getting ready to raise her up. It was just really dangerous. It just looked really bad. Like I wouldn't be in that room.
Yeah, it really was. It really looked dangerous. I have to tell you. Yeah.
So it was more exciting.
So what kind of numbers you talking here?
Well, I mean, it's a really good sequel. In fact, it's better than the last Son of Dracula. Way better.
Well,
this reminds me of Terminator 2 or Empire Strikes Back or Nightmare on Elm Street 3. It's it's better than the previous one, I think. I think this is actually better.
Better than the original. It's actually better than the original. I would have to. To me, there is very little wrong with this film. It is as close to perfection.
Yeah. Well, even though you talked too much,
I
liked it.
I would say a 4.6. Yeah, a 4.7, and the 3 points is for his being Yankee.
And actually, what really got more points for me though was the fact he was telling stories. They started off with her Mary Shelley telling Lord Byron.
They start off with her
telling the story, and I remember reading that page in the book. It was like the first page in the book. It was her sitting around telling them about
It was her sitting around telling the other two stories. Yeah, that was always was. Yeah.
So it's so close to 5. I don't want to give it a 5 though. What would you give it?
4.7.
Oh, see, I actually
4.7.
See, if the monster
you
didn't
wanted
talk,
to be there, didn't you?
If the monster didn't talk, I'd probably give this a 5.
That would have been a 5. That would have been a 5. Yeah. If Boris could have kept his mouth shut.
Yeah. I hate to say, I actually agree with you like completely on this one. So it's like, I think I'll just give it the same rating.
There you go.
I don't have anything else to say other than you have to watch this one.
Oh, bye, guys.
You have to watch this one and watch the first one before you watch this one.
Yes. Yeah, and I have to tell you the two of them though together.
Yes.
They almost shouldn't be without each other. You should just watch the one and just go right into this one because they naturally just do that anyway. I mean, literally the timeline of the film is just from the last minute on.
Yeah. With
this nice little speaking part in the middle of that. It's very cool.
Yeah, and then watch Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein after that.
Hey, we need to look at that next week, maybe.
Which one? Abbott and Costello. There's so many Abbott and Costello horror movies. They're all ridiculous. We should have watched Son of Frankenstein.
Hey, this is
Uh-oh.
have to
You're breaking
tell
up.
you, in all honesty, have not seen Frankenstein. I do not.
You never saw Frankenstein?
Are we back?
Yeah, go ahead. Say that again. You were freezing up.
I said the Son of Frankenstein. sorry about that. I was freezing up. The Son of Frankenstein. It's been a long time since I've seen it, and I even remember from my youth thinking that was a stinker, that it was not a very good film.
Right. So, yeah. Well, I kind of expect that.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. But we have some good stuff coming up, and this is actually.
But Bride of Frankenstein.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
You having trouble talking?
Go ahead.
You sound like the monster. This is the Frankenstein. Which actually, do you think Sylvester Stallone wants Frankenstein to kind of get his voice for Rocky? The things I think of, I don't know where that came from. No! Adrian!
Sorry.
I do have to point out.
Adrian!
I have to point out that this is like, it's actually nice to be doing video, even though your video sucks today.
It really. I'm sorry. This hotel is really bad.
You'll get it.
Okay, man. We're out of here. I am out of here.
We'll get some sleep.
It's 11:15 out here. No, it's 11. It's 12 o'clock.
East Coast. See,
Yeah.
it's easy
Okay,
peasy out here in the West Coast. All right, man.
Bye.
Bye.
See you guys.